Hey, my truth seekers, how are you guys doing? Hope you all are doing great today. Yes, guys, I have a lot that I want to go ahead and talk about. But before I go into all my commentary, guys, make sure you hit like, comment, share these videos for more unapologetic content. And those that come and watch the replay, make sure you hit that like button. Guys, before I continue, let me make sure that I put my copyright disclaimer. So let me go ahead and read this out to you guys, and then I will be able to go into my show, okay? Making sure that we get this out because you know how it is in here, okay? You have to make sure that you cover everything, cross your T's and dot your I's. So let me make sure that I read my copyright disclaimer, and then we can go ahead and into the show. Right here, it says under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarships, and research. And also, again, guys, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. And also, I'm gonna go ahead and put my Cash App up, Real Talk 985. If you feel like you want to go ahead and donate, guys, make sure you go ahead and hit that Cash App. Yes, Real Talk 985. So again, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go and talk about. I saw an article on TMZ. It's all over. It just went viral about Michael Jackson son, his legal son, Blanket, the one you remember when Michael Jackson was at a hotel and dingled him over the balcony. Yes, him. Now he wants to take Michael Jackson's mother, his grandmother, 93-year-old Katherine, wants to take her to court. Make it make sense, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about that because when I saw that article, I say, oh my God, I just have to come on and talk about it, which is so much stuff that is going on. I mean, oh gosh, it is a lot. I want to go ahead and talk about this article. I don't know, well, not this article, this thumbnail that I saw on a blogger, and I really like this blogger, but I mean, when I saw the thumbnail and I watched the video, I mean, I was like traumatized, especially when it comes to my people. I'm like this, like my children. I can talk about you, but nobody else. And especially when I see when it's my people knowing all the hell that we've been through and you wants to go ahead and side with the enemy. So I want to go ahead and talk about that as well. And also I saw that Candy Owens, yes, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about her as well, where they said that she has been fired, from the Daily Wire, for anti-Semitic, which we already know how that is, how they love to go ahead and attach that on us. And I'm not even a Candy Owens fans, but how, they going about it, to me, that is, it's not right. It's not acceptable. I want to go ahead and talk about that as well. So let me go ahead and pull this article right here. I'm going to pull up TMZ. Let me see if I can go ahead and pull this up. Again, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. Unapologetic and nine bias. So we're going to go ahead and talk about this article right here. I saw on TMZ, and it's all over because it have went viral, where it says that Michael Jackson estate says Catherine has received over $55 million since his death. So now Michael Jackson's son, Blanket, he wants to go to court and say, if Catherine, she wants to go ahead and fight over this $1 million catalog, then she need to go ahead and use her own money. Now make it make sense, guys. Come on, make it make sense. It is just to show you guys this right here. This is a lot. That's why, we just have to be careful. And this is the type of stuff. I don't know if you guys follow Dr. Umar Johnson, but this is a type of stuff that, he's he's really passionate about it, especially when we take money out of our community. And like I said, they say people love whoever they want to love, but make sure you have everything intact. Make sure you have that will intact. And I don't know if Michael Jackson, I don't know if he had a will, but I know one thing, that he was not married, even though he had kids. But I'm pretty sure that, he left his mom, very well off. And, I don't think that he would want to, see his mom suffer, 93 years old. And this lady is in and out of court. If anything, she should be resting, should be enjoying life, and because she did everything that she needed to do. And now she got to take her grandkids to court. And you remember a long, long time ago when a lot of stuff had happened with one of the other children, Paris and Janet Jackson. And I'm gonna say a legend where they say Janet Jackson had to step in and smack her because it was just out of control. And we already know how Miss Catherine feels when it comes to Sony, because she didn't hide how she felt. She really think that Sony played a major part of her son, all the stuff that happened to her son. She even said it. She said that, they know who they are, they know what they did. So why, now the son is trying to, sell Michael Jackson's catalog, and who hands that is going to end up in. Make it make sense, guys. That's why, like I say, we just have to be careful. We have to be careful, because, we thinking that, okay, things going to, just because you love a person and you are very wealthy and these people, they going to pour back into your community. Heck no. Heck no. Heck no. As you can see, and all this right here, this is what I call a lesson learned. This is a lesson learned. So let me see if I can go ahead and pull it up. I don't know if I can go ahead and pull it up right here. But some people were saying that Catherine, he left a lot to her. I think like 40%. Let me see if I can go ahead and pull it up. They say 40%, and then some went to charity, and also a percentage, was divided with his children. But still of all, Miss Catherine, we already know the stories, the movies that, we watch, and how they were very close knitted. The Jackson Five was a very close knitted family, very close knitted. To see the mother, and they loved it, their mother, to see that the mother is 93 years old, guys, going to court, make it make sense. But right here, I don't know if this true or not. So I'm gonna go ahead and say alleged, but they say that Michael, he had left in his will 40% of the estate to his mother, 20% to charity, and 40% was split between the children. And now they saying that the catalog is worth like over $600 million, which, why rush to, go ahead and get rid of it? If I was them, I would listen to Miss Catherine, because you rushing to go ahead and get rid of the catalog when I'm pretty sure that it's going to be worth more than that. It's going to be worth more than that. Make it make sense, guys. Oh my God, it's just a lot. When I saw this right here, besides all the other stuff that I'm going through, I say this gave me I had a turbo headache. But let me know what your thoughts about all this right here, and like I said there and say, this right here, this is a lot, and it's a lesson learned. It's a lesson learned, especially when it comes to how people, when you a celebrity and you making all these millions and billions of dollars, make sure that you have a will. I mean, most of them. Look at Prince. Prince didn't even have a will. They fighting over his money, and Aretha Franklin, and so many. But let me go ahead and read this right here. This is coming from the New York Post. I can't pick up the other one with TMZ, but right here, this one coming from the New York Post. It says that Michael Jackson's youngest son, Blanket, has filed a legal injunction against his grandmother, Katherine Jackson, asking the court to deny her for using the top pop star estate money amid on ongoing legal batter. So he got his nerves, wants the court to sit there and stop the money from, stop Miss Catherine from using the money that's in the estate, wants her to use her allowance, which, they say within the 15 years is total like $55 million, but still of all, and also it says that the court documents filed by Blanket 22, who now goes by BG Jackson. So he goes by his real name, BG Jackson, state that he and Catherine 93 previously joined forces against the executor of Michael's estate in attempt to stop a major business transaction using the King of Pop estate money. So I'm guessing, I'm gonna say allegedly talking about, yes, they're talking about Sony, where it says while the details of his transactions are under wrap, it seems that this could be related to the deal his estate made with Sony to sell nearly half of Michael music catalog for 600 million. So I guess they want to go ahead and sell it to Sony. But like I said, we already know how Michael Jackson felt about Sony. We know how Michael Jackson felt about Sony. And also it says, but this month the judge sided with the executor and allowed them to use the late star money for the deal. Okay. So also it says, according to TMZ, Catherine wants to appeal this decision, but BG doesn't because he reportedly believed that she'll lose. BG is the heir of his father's money and also does not want Michael estate paying for Catherine legal bills. Wow. Wow, BG, who allowed Val segregate in 2002, is one of the Thriller singer three children. Mike also shared son Prince, 27, and daughter Paris, 25, which with his ex-wife Debbie Rose, 65. But I don't think that Blanket, which he wants to go by BG, and I might be pronouncing this name wrong, Bigi. I don't think that he is for Debbie. I think only Prince and Paris. And also it says right here, BG has stayed out of the spotlight since Micah died in June 2009, but was spotted out and about in Los Angeles last week. Dude, go get you a job, man. Go get you a job, okay? Stop fighting this lady over her son's money. And also it says, and like I said, I know that's, his legal children, okay? The filmmakers spotted a Star Wars T-shirt, baseballs, shorts, and black sneakers. And it also says the ongoing legal battle and BG Rail public appearance comes amid highlight for the biopic Michael. The film will star Michael nephew Jaafar, and is set for a 2025 release. Miles Teller, who portrayed Michael former manager John Bronco in the movie, he recently defended the project against criticism due to allegations of child abuse against the beaded singer. And when it comes to Blanket, the youngest son, he always was the quiet one, and now, he's taking Michael Jackson's mom, Miss Catherine, 93-year-old, taking her to court. Get real. Get real. I'm just so surprised that all the Jacksons, they just don't come out and they talk about all this right here, because this is insane. And let me continue and read this right here just a little bit more. It says, regardless of what you know or what your opinion may be, Micah is one of the greatest to ever do it. It's not greater, he told Variety early this month. He deserves a movie, and I am excited to be a part of it. You only get so many opportunities in the business. Well, I'm not going to talk about that right here. But let's go ahead and read some of the comments. What's your thoughts about it? I see my girls in the house. Hey, country girl, how are you doing? My girl, country girl, she says, Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you as well. And also, she says, absolutely. When I saw this, I was like, wow, the clear folks' hands. I mean, this right here, this is insane. This is totally insane. And you know, we all grew up. I don't know about you, but I grew up on Michael Jackson, and I really loved me some Janet Jackson back then. Shoot, I used to dress and look like Janet Jackson. I mean, I really liked the Jackson family. But the thing about it, guys, is that we just got to be careful. How we just intermingle, especially with unequal yoke, because this is the results. This is exactly what's going to happen. And 9 out of 10, where is all that money going to go? It's not going to go back into your community, and this is the type of stuff that, we are talking about. But the sad thing about it is that this child is taking a 93-year-old woman, Miss Katherine Jackson, legend, taking her to court, 93 years old. What's the rush? What's the rush? Why would he want to take Miss Catherine, 93 years old, to court? Like I said there and say, guys, you have to realize, and who behind pushing all this stuff, like I said, it's one thing when it comes to our people, we never get to die with our legacy intact. It always be something that we have to fight so hard with. Other people, they can die with their legacy intact, but we can't. And TMZ has says that the state says Michael Jackson's mother has amassed a fortune since her son died, which is why she can pay for her own lawyer. Um, which I'm not going to open that up right there, but my God, and TNZ going to run with something like that. So let me go ahead and read some of the comments. It says, "Why was this even our business?" Absolutely, this should have been amongst family. But then again, to know all this stuff that is going on, the youngest son is taking Miss Catherine, 93 years old, and you know how Michael Jackson felt about his mother. You know how he felt about his mother. I don't think that he would have never in his wildest dreams would have thought that his children, would take his 93-year-old mother to court. Also, someone else says she is Mother Catherine. She deserved every and everything. Yes, she does. I totally agree. What you think about that, country girl? I totally agree. Miss Jackson, no way in the world. Miss Catherine Jackson should be going through all this right here. And someone else says my comment are stupid. When he died, his will was split between his kids, mom and Charity. But his mom also, he wasn't going to leave his mom out. Definitely wasn't going to leave Miss Catherine out. And someone else says that his mother, the person who birthed him and gave us Michael Jackson, how dare you all tap her pockets? It's none of your daggone business. And that's absolutely true. And someone else says, and she wouldn't be no estate without her. Now, TMZ, go find something else to go ahead and talk about. But this is sad. This is so sad to know that this woman is going through all this right here over money because they wants to put it back into the power that be hands. Make it make sense. This is mother. He also wanted to take care of her. Absolutely. And someone say it's not enough. Give her more. Absolutely. I mean, without her womb, there would never have been a Michael or Jackson 5. Hell, or Janet. So pay her. Mm-mm-mm-mm. But guys, let me know what your thoughts about it. This right here, this is sad. When I saw this right here, I say, look, I need to come on and I want to go ahead and talk about this because this is hilarious. No way in the world Miss Catherine Jackson should be going through what she's going through right now. They should make sure that this lady get, all the rest and happy, 93 years old. Come on, you don't hear too many people live that long. And maybe the most high God want her to live long so she can see all the stuff that is going on, so she can be able to straighten some of this stuff up. Because this is a lot. This right here is a lot. Mm-mm-mm. But let me know what your thoughts about it, because you know good and well Michael wouldn't have never allowed this right here to happen. Someone else says that this is his mother, the person who birthed him and gave us Michael. Absolutely. I read that already. It's not enough. Give her more. People are so mad because his kids are white. He wanted it that way. Well, maybe he may have did, and that's another thing, this is something that, we have to do some soul searching when it comes to our celebrities, even people, that they figure that they have made it, how, it's like they turn their backs, which, like I say, people love whoever they want to love, but this is the mess, it really never turns out good. Never. And they said that, that's the way that he wanted it. He put his last name to them. They are his kids because he chose them. That's way so stupid, because so hurt about it, blah blah blah, which I'm not going to read all this right here. But this is sad. I really, when I saw this right here, I say this right here, this is sad, because she gave birth to all those children, and they wanted to see their mother happy, and they did everything that they needed to do to make her happy, and they respected and they loved their mother. And someone says she paid her dues. Leave Queen alone. Absolutely. Absolutely. And this person right here says she's literally fighting on behalf of her son. And if Micah Jackson didn't have kids, it all would have been left to her. Absolutely, because he's not married. All of it, he left his kids to his mother. First, they take his publishing. Now, trying to cut off, and that's the part. They get. I read. I think it was like a couple of months where they was saying something about the attorneys, and I'm gonna say allegedly, the that's handled the state of Michael, where they was able to make a decision without the Jackson's family and go ahead and sell his catalog. And now you're hearing that the son trying to go ahead and cut the mom out. So, like I say, it's a lot of stuff, guys, a lot of stuff that is going on. But I just wanted to go ahead and share this with you guys. Let me know what your thoughts about it. Country Girl says, I agree with that. That child is being greedy. Hold on. He got his part of his father's money. Yeah, that's horrible, guys. That is so horrible, and just know that Miss Catherine, she's going through all this right here. And I just pray that all the family, all of her children, they will come together and, solve this problem before she close eyes. And because we don't want to see Miss Catherine, we don't want to see her, go out like this. We want to see her go out in peace, because she gave us some jewels. I mean, she gave us legends. And I don't know about you, I'm during that time, well, not really Michael Jackson, but Janet Jackson. But we really enjoyed the Jackson 5. We really enjoyed, everything about these people, and we already know how they came, from a very humble beginning, and how he just one of the legend. He is the legend, when it comes to music. But the thing about it is, now he got his children fighting over the state, and then the thing about it, fighting with a 93-year-old woman. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Can't get no worse than this right here, guys. But it's just to show you, when it comes to money, the love of money, it can be the root of all evil. And that's why, I just pray, especially when it comes to these legends, make sure you have a will, write a will, make sure everything is intact, because if not, this is exactly what's going to happen. and this is sad. It is sad. So I just hope that they be able to go ahead and solve the problems, because when I saw this right here, I already was, had enough of all the stuff that is going on social media. So much stuff is going on social media. But when I saw this right here, I say, nah, I just got to come on, because this right here, this is what I call too much. This is insane for them to, you know, have this lady to go through all this right here. My girl, country girl, said, yes, ma'am, leave Mama Jackson alone. Yes, leave her alone. But I can't believe Blanket. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe that he's sending a 93-year-old woman back and forth to court. Someone says right here, the white side is kicking into these kids. Oh my God. That's his mom, and he was not married. Did he have a will? So I pray that, I don't know. Wow, but his kids didn't receive it. That's disgusting. We didn't respond how you all expect. So now you all coming back with this. Y'all been throwing Joe under the bus. Sure, his method was probably extreme, but dude made one of the greatest artists of any generation and made his son a star. He put belt to him as well. Back then, sure, a little belt didn't hurt at us. Now these days, sure, you put a belt to these kids, they wants to call 911. Before you know it, CPS gonna be knocking at your door. And that's why the kids are like they are today. But I think Joe did a good job. Joe sacrificed, and Catherine, they sacrificed a lot of stuff according to, how we saw, the movies. They sacrifice a lot to make sure that they make superstars, and every last one of them, every last one of them was superstars. And that's a fact. That is a fact. Mm-mm-mm. And someone says, "So what? That's her son. She carried him. Now don't work me up. Don't work all of us up. Shoot, he don't know what he done mess with. Shoot, you done woke up a sleeping bear. Shoot, don't mess with us. Nah, don't mess with the Jacksons. Don't mess with the Jacksons, honey. She's probably giving it all to somebody. Say the Kingdom Hall. My God, oh Lord Jesus, look what someone says. She deserved every dime and then some. Do a DNA test on blanket, pillow, and socks. Somebody sit there and say she deserves every dime. Go ahead and do a DNA. My God, people gonna say something like that. But yeah, this is what I wanted to go ahead and talk about. Country Girl says, sounds like to me he's probably has spent all that money his father left him. Most likely probably did. And like I said, what they should have done, they should have went ahead and got him a job. And look at Prince. I think his oldest son, I think his oldest son is Prince. I think that's what his oldest son is. But you never hear nothing about him. And the thing about it is that he works. He was working. But the only ones that really gave Miss Catherine problems, and that was Paris and now Blanket. And I'm surprised, with Blanket, because I sure looked at him as if he was quiet. But those are the ones, you have to watch, those sneaky ones. Those are the ones that you have to watch. But I just hope that, they go ahead and solve, whatever problems that they are going through, and keep these what you call these vultures, Sony, keep them, keep their hands off it, please, because we already know how Michael Jackson felt. We know how he felt when it came to Sony. So I don't think that he would want his catalogs into their hands. And just wait it out. Just don't rush, because I'm pretty sure if it's worth now $600 million, just imagine a couple of more years how much that catalog is going to be worth. But you see, they don't see it like that. They don't see the bigger picture. Everybody see dollars. Oh my God, that money, that love of money is the root of all evil. So, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and move on from that. I don't know if you saw uh the article about candy board, not candy boards, Candace Owens. Yes, she has been fired. And like I said, when it comes to Candy, I'm really not a Candace fan. But some of the stuff, I'm not going to tell you no lie. Let me see if I can go ahead and pull it up. Some of the stuff, the things that she say, some of the stuff I can agree to, but the way that they going about it, you know, that does not make no sense at all. So let me see if I can pull this up right here. Let me know what your thoughts about this right here. It says this right here article is coming from TMZ. It says that Candy Owens fired from Daily Wired for allegedly promoting anti-Semitic. And I was watching the video that she had did with the Rabbi Barkay. I think that's what his name is. When she was calling him out, you saying that I'm saying some things, and I know exactly what I'm saying, and it's like they was trying to take her words and twist it, which we already know that's exactly what they do. But the thing about it is that we already used to get on Candace Owens, especially how she used to go after the black community, and people were saying, well, why is she always go after the black community, especially how she wrote Black Lives Matter. I mean, she even made a documentary, and all types of stuff when it came to that. She was really involved in it. So everybody was saying, you're not going to touch, the Jays. You're not going to do that. So finally she started talking about them. And this is where she at right now. Because when you start talking about them, they going in your pockets. They're going to make sure you suffer. But I like how she holding up. She's not backing down. And that's the part that I like. But this right here, I had saw where it says that Candy Owens, she was fired from her hosting job at the Daily Wire because her bosses were fed up with what they viewed as her repeatedly promoting of anti-Semitic. And also, it says they said she can be anti-black all you want, but not anti-Semitic, and that's absolutely right. You could talk about your own people, but you better not talk about them. And that's the part right there. Is very it's very very confusing to me as well. But like I said, this is the type of world that we live in, and it's up to us, when we going to say enough is enough. Until then, it's going to continue being the way that it is. And especially when we got our own people, calling us thugs and calling us monsters, going by of what they see, in, as they say, the Bible, and like I said, that's why especially when you want to quote scriptures that's in the Bible, you have to know exactly how to rightfully divide the word of truth. And a lot of this stuff, they wants to go on religion and go about stories that that they say happened 200, 2,000 years ago. Oh my God, it's just a lot. It's just a lot, guys. All I could just say right now is that we just got to sit there and wake up. We got to come out of her. So let me know what your thoughts about this right here when it comes to Candace Owens. She have now been fired, but I saw where she had went on Twitter. Let me see if I can go ahead and pull it up. I'm not gonna pull it up right there, but she had went on Twitter and she went ahead and she had announced where she says the rumors are true. I am truly free. So I'm guessing that she glad that she's out of it, which I'm thinking that she's going to do pretty good. I saw where people wanted Candace and Dr. Umar Johnson, they wanted them to go ahead and do a debate, but I don't want to see that. A lot of people wants to see a debate between the two, but like I said, right now it's no more of games. It's time for us to pull up our boots, and it's time for us to get serious. And with this debate, ain't nobody going to all they're going to do is capitalize off it. Ain't no solutions or nothing is going to be done. So let me know what your thoughts about this. All the stuff that is happening right now when it comes to Candace Owens. Now she's in the hot seat because she went after, what we call the power that be. Okay. So let me see if I can go ahead and read some of this right here. It says, if you like to support my work, you can head to candyowens.com where you will be directed to my local page. And I'm pretty sure that people going to support her because a lot of people, they understand, exactly what she's going through. And also make sure you go on her YouTube page and you're going to see that debate that she had with one of these rabbis. And it's like, she had all the proof, all the evidence, it's like they took every word that she was saying and tried to go ahead and twist it, which we already know that's exactly what they do. And someone says finally some karma because they don't like how she used to do, especially with the black community. But like I said, now the shoe is on your feet. The same people that you was defending and fighting hard for, and when the minute when you start switching, honey, they'll go ahead and they'll denounce you in a minute. So someone else says, great post. Will you denounce the prosecution of Christians in America by Jewish supremacists? I don't know what they mean by that. The silence from the rest of the Daily Wire plus is the deafening. Wow, this is a lot. So I guess they, a lot of people, they got, certain things that they want to go ahead and say. But this is a lot, guys. Let me know what your thoughts about this here as well. Let me read a few more comments, and after that, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. It says, "I think she speaks facts, and people can't stand to hear the truth." And that's absolutely true. And the thing about it, she's a firecracker. One thing I could say about Candy Owens is that she don't back down. If she have a strong belief, nobody can make her see no other different way. Which the stuff that she went ahead and she talked about, like I said, that is a truth. And you cannot sit there and try to take a 2,000-year-old story and some people is not going to believe it. Like I say, this generation is only running after something that they see. They're not running after these hocus pocus stories. If they don't see it, they're not going to go ahead and believe it. They looking for something that they know for facts, not something that you have no record of it. And also another person said, of course you do, I don't know what that means. Of course you would think that this is a win for everyone. Talk about black people all you want, but say a word about the J community, you cancel. And that's absolutely. Talk about them, then the money, is going to be gone and taken away from you. And the reason why is because they own just about everything. And they'll sit there and say, oh, we don't own Hollywood. We don't own the media. We don't own this. We don't own that. But just look around, Kanye West, he talked about all that right there. And the minute when you buck against them, then what's going to happen? You're going to be canceled. That's why we got to sit there and we got to start supporting each other. We got to stop tearing each other down and leave these people stuff alone. Okay. So I'm gonna read a few more, and after that, guys, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. It says, "Talk and black people all you want, but say a word about," which I read that one already. Candace Owens promotions of anti-blackness is okay for them, but not this. Okay, TMZ has clearly never listened to Candace Owens. Anyone who has knows that not the case. The queen of the sellout can seems to find a side. What's next, Candy? And like I said, a lot of stuff that, she used to talk about, I really didn't like, but some of the stuff I'm not going to tell you I did. You have to know what to chew and what to go ahead and spit out. Now, I'm not a Candace fans where, I actually would go and tune in to see what she have to say. No, that's not me. That's not me at all. So guys, let me know what your thoughts about all this right here. Also, someone says, "Are you surprised she hates her own race?" And I think they had talked about that as well. They talked about all that. Because she was saying, the reason why she went ahead and she married a white guy. Because she didn't say white guy, she just married someone that she know was her level, the way that she think, and it's not a word verbatim, but you couldn't find a black person that do that. But oh well, like I said, you live and you learn. But this right here, guys, let me know what your thoughts about it, because this right here, this is it, and I'm also going to talk about I think tomorrow I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the video that I went ahead and I put up, especially when it comes to, our people. I hate when, we sit there, and especially we call ourselves thugs. I hate that. I even hate it when uh the former president Obama, when he had called black people thugs, and what had happened, we all came down on him, and now we want to find Bible verses that have been omitted, and say that that's relate to us. Soon in a minute, when you see something that's in the Bible that's going to demonize, someone, you're going to attach our people to it. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, guys. You have to know how all this stuff started. How all this stuff started. And it's not about someone, oh, she race baiting, or she fell the sea. No, it's not that I'm race baiting or I'm fell in the sea. I know exactly how all this stuff came about. And you cannot sit there and use Bible scriptures and ignore history, ignore the facts. It have facts of how all this stuff had came about. Facts. Especially when it comes to our people. But we tend to ignore it because we still wants to be these Bible thumpers. If the Bible says it, then it settles. Well, also the Bible said there and say, slaves obey your master. So if the Bible says slaves obey your master, then what that's telling you? Oh, you're gonna chew what to chew and what to spit out? If you're gonna eat it all. Make it make sense. And that's all I'm saying. But when it comes to our people, like I said, we can't be quick to sit there and have these people and let them, we put our foot on their neck. We can't do that because all this stuff happened because of social engineering. Read the red line. Read how all this stuff came about. If you sitting there and you taking a bunch of people and you cramming them in a small confinement, what you think is going to happen when you take the black man out of the home, who was the head of the household, and you incarcerate him and you break the families up? And then once he get out, he cannot even find a good job because he have a felony attached to him. What you think going to happen? What do you think going to happen? And I know some of my people don't want to hear stuff like this. And that's why sometimes I feel like I just don't even want to come on. And I thank God for people like Country Girls. And I thank God for, people that I know that they understand me, especially when it comes to stuff like this. I'm very passionate about. Yes, I love talking about other stuff, but it's time for us to get serious, guys. We can't keep entertaining and keep buck dancing and keep sweeping all this under the rug because this is it. As you can see, this is it. And it happens to the best. I don't even think Candy Owens even thought that it would happen to her because she was so proper, so groomed, so polished. But start switching up. Because long as you calling your own people thugs and monsters and all types of things, oh yeah. They even got our people rapping and making music and tearing each other down. But start switching it up. Start switching it up. But that's when I start blaming us. So I'm not going to help these people to do their job and calling my people thugs. And yes, I get very upset about my people. But my people, like I said there and say, just like I do with my children, I could talk about them, but you bet not talk about them. And that's the fact. Because I know what my people went through. My people went through hell and back and still going through hell and back because of what I call systemic racism. And you kept saying, well, you can't keep blaming them, can't keep blaming them. Well, if you said that, keep putting traps and all types of pits and everything that you can to throw them down, then what do you expect? What do you expect? Leave our people alone. When you start leaving, when you leave us alone, I promise you, I promise you, we will blow your mind. We will, and they know that because they know who we are. I see my girl Dondra Sim. She said they don't need her anymore. No, they don't need her anymore. Long as she was tearing down each other, I mean tearing down our own community, everything was good and dandy. Everything was good and dandy. But when she started switching up, let her kept talking about Black Lives Matter. Let her kept talking about calling her people out, putting her foot on her own paper neck. Now she's seeing she's black as the ones that she was sitting there handing them over to. Because then in one of her statements, when she was talking to this rabbi, she even sat there and said, "Well, what about me? You know, I could sit there and use the same thing about how blacks was being treated. How we've been through a lot. So now you want to play the race cards now? All the while you couldn't see it." You couldn't see it, but now you see it because the tables have turned. Like I said there and say, honey, you don't know what you're playing with. When you play in the devil's playground, he don't play fair. The devil does not play fair. And that's why it's time for us to start sitting there waking up and stop condemning each other because we all going through the same thing with the same people and been going through it. So it's up for us. You're right, country girl. It's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to wake up and come out of her. It's time for us to shake off of those grave clothes because we already see how it works. How the heck you could sit there and you wants to use something that you don't even know about it. Ain't nobody on this earth today have been and saw anything happened 2,000 years ago. Back then, they didn't have no printing press where they could make books and all this other stuff 2,000 years ago. I don't even think they had half of them was illiterate, didn't even know how to read and write, let alone to write a story. Most likely, if you didn't have paper and pen and television and books to read, you start imagine things. So most of them said there was great storytellers. Great storytellers. Like I say, this generation is not going to settle for all this hocus pocus stuff. You're not going to sit there and find every curses and everything that you can demonize us and attach to us. But while you glorifying other people, make it make sense. It's not going to work like that. It's not going to work like that at all, guys. But like I said, the buck stop here. It's up to you when you sit there and say enough is enough. And that's how it is when it comes to this right here, when it comes to all the stuff that Miss Catherine is going through. Let's go ahead and get back with this. I got 10 more minutes, and after that, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it down short. But let me know what your thoughts about all this right here, because nowhere in the world, Miss Catherine Jackson, who birthed legends, 93 years old, no way in the world that she should be going through what she's going through right now. No way. But like I say, nothing is new under the sun. Nothing is new under the sun. You already know how the story is going to end. It's like we hate to see each other make it. How you expect us to come out of what I call Lodabar, the lowest place that it can get? If we sitting there taking it out and pouring it into somebody else's community. And I promise you, it's not going to go into your community. These people are not going to pour back. These people is not going to look back at you. But we keep doing the same thing over and over and over. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. And now we got this 93-year-old woman, 93-year-old woman out of her bed, out of her house, into the courthouse. because she's trying to save her child's legacy, making sure that it's intact. Because she already know about these vultures and these wolves, these cankerworms and these palmer worms ready to suck it up dry. And a 22-year-old child wants to take her to court. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Ungrateful. Ungrateful. That's just to show you guys. It's up to us. When we making that money and we don't want to plant in our own community, then this is what's going to happen. This right here is what's going to happen. But like I said there and say, it's up to you when you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Because I don't know about you guys. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. I done had enough because it always ends like this. I don't know no other story that had a happy ending. Always ends up like this. Always end up like this. So, like I said there and say, leave these people stuff alone and start doing for your own community. Start pointing to your own community and stop worrying about these hocus pocus story and start doing our proper research. Because do you actually think that these people are going to teach you? Do you actually think the same people that sit there and oppress and depress you is going to teach you? Not at all. We have to start researching. Like I said there and say, Google has a huge search engine. Go to the library. Everything is at a push of a button now. You can start researching. This right here is what I call the age of information. Everything is out. And just like I was telling my I was telling some of my friends, I was just sitting there and I was talking. And I remember when my son was saying, if you don't do this, you don't do that, we can go back into slavery. I say, nowhere in the world we can go back in slavery. I say, I would unalive myself before I go back into slavery. He said, well, we heading that way. So as I was sitting there, I was just meditating and I was saying, it's a possibility that we can go back into slavery because now we got AI, we got robots. So we are right now of what I call going back into the book of Revelation. You remember when I say the book of Revelation, where things going to be so expensive, it's going to take like a whole day wages just to buy a loaf of bread. And it's not the word verbatim, but it talks about that. It's going to take a whole day wages just to buy. And it's happening right now. At one time, you can go to the grocery store and you can spend $100 and you could come out with a buggy full of food. Now you might come out with 2 bags with $100. Absolutely, country girl. Country girl said we got to pray harder than ever. And also we got to put our foot on the ground now. Because while we was praying, it was working overtime on us. It's time for us to unite. Time for us to come together. But yes, getting back to it, how they're making robots and AIs, sooner or later, nobody gonna be having jobs. And I was seeing on CNN, they were saying that the only ones that's going to be working is the ones that have college degrees, but people that have high school diplomas or dropouts, robots going to take their jobs. So if you don't have no job and you got a family, what you think going to happen? What do you think going to happen? If a man don't eat, what he going to do? He gonna go out there and he gonna steal. And that's why I saw a bunch of trains, and this is not a dream. This is not a dream. This is not a dream right here. I actually saw this when I was crossing the track because I live across the track. I saw a bunch of trains with some pods. And I said there and say, what is all that for? And then I Googled that. They were showing with those FEMA camps, and then I remember this boxer, Jesse, I can't think what his name is. He's a boxer, and he had the camera, and he was showing all them pods and all them FEMA camps and all this other stuff. What you think going to happen when people don't have no jobs? When robots and AI is going to take over the jobs? You can't pile everybody into prison, you can't arrest everybody. So what you think going to happen to these people? He that have an ear, let him hear. You can't lock them all up, right, country girl? You can't lock them all up. So what you think going to happen to these people? Man, man, man. And when Donald Trump said what he said, that right there, at first I was so upset with what he said because Donald Trump is saying some stuff. But when Donald Trump said what he said, and I'm not going to repeat it, some of you guys know exactly what he said. Just go and Google it. Some of that stuff makes sense. Some of that stuff makes sense because what you think going to happen when people cannot put food on the table to feed their children? What you think going to happen? And I already talked about all this. That's why I sat there and say, guys, we are living in what I call the end times. And it's going to be a time, and I don't know if you guys know about the story, because see, I don't look at the Bible like pre-ancient stories. I look at the Bible as prophecies. I know how to unfold scriptures. You see what I'm saying? But what about the 10 virgins? 5 was wise and 5 was foolish. And when the foolish virgins, they waste all their oil and they wanted to borrow some oil from the 5 wise virgins, they said no. You had the same amount of oil that I had. So they had to go back to the store and purchase some more oil. And when they came back, the door was closed. So it's going to be a time, people, like I say, it's not going to share with nobody. Nobody is going to share with each other because everybody is trying to fight to survive. Guys, these times are happening right now. And that's what I really want to go ahead and talk about. Because see, we be talking about all this foolish stuff. That is nothing but a distraction. While these people are working overtime on us. Because we are now of what I call the end times. And it's going to be a time where everything is just going to just shut down. No jobs, no lack of food. Look, when that was like last year, how you was going to the stores and no food was on the shelves. Baby milk, they had to go to Russia. People that is considered as our enemies. We had to go with not our enemies. You know what I'm talking about. But they had to get milk from Russia to feed American babies. And I also was thinking, because see, I mean, like I say, when it comes to my mind, and I mean, God be showing me so much stuff, and I'm gonna go ahead and close it with this right here. Even when it came to the COVID, when it came to all that stuff right there, and I'm gonna say allegedly, but this is how I saw it in the spirit. All that stuff was shut down because not because of what they said it was, is because they was trying to get the system in place so they could get all that AI and all this stuff to sit there and function right. Because they know long as we out there spinning and working, they couldn't get the system together, but they had to shut down everything to get us comfortable. And then we got comfortable of staying home and shopping online. That's what they was getting us comfortable, because it's gonna be a time right now where we're not gonna be able to go out. So they was making everything comfortable for the AI and the robots, to do what they need to do and get all the system in place. And it's gonna be a time right now where, like I say, they ain't gonna need us for nothing. You hear me? Nothing. And that's real talk. So he that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. So on that note, thank you, country girl, for coming in, being my mod. Also, DeAndre Sims, thank you for coming in. And those that also the hunters, Thank you for coming in. And this is real talk, guys. I only could tell you what, I only could just tell you what, the Most High God is just revealing to me. But this right here, guys, is what I call end times. And, I rather be ready than get ready because I always talk about this. One thing about a thief is not going to knock on your door and say, "Hey, D, I'm coming in and I'm going to steal everything that you got." What thief that you know is going to knock on your door and warn you and tell you, "I'm going to take everything that you got"? No, the thief don't do that. A thief just going to show up. So all I can say right now, don't get ready, be ready because you never know when that day is going to come, and that's real talk. My girl, country girl, say, Lady D and everyone, enjoy the rest of your evening and weekend. Be safe. God bless you all. And God bless you all. Thank you very, very, country girl. Thank you for all that you have done and doing. I like the little card that she has sent, the little Cash App card. I liked it was so beautiful. It made my day. At first, I was going through, but when I saw that, I say, look at my girl. And I say, it's worth for me coming on, even if I have to have one or two, because you know how it is when you start telling the truth. Not everybody want to hear the truth. Everybody wants their ears to be tickled. So on that note, guys, you all be blessed and enjoy the rest of your day. Good night. Thank you, country.